Hello! So it's been a while since I made the SMT5 cut content and discussion video. I believe that was put out last year, and of course, when I was going through the files and working on this video, I had no idea that we were going to get a new SMT5 announcement that was beyond just having like a console or a PC port. Because honestly, a PC port was all I wanted, and of course we got way more than that. Because of that, because there were new stuff announced, and essentially like a new version of the game announced, I kind of wanted to go over my old cut content video again, because there are definitely stuff that's showing up in SMT5 Vengeance that, you know, appeared in the cut content. Dagda being one of those major ones, but it's been a while since I actually looked through my cut content video, and I kind of want to like go through and see like, okay, this thing definitely is showing up in Vengeance. Basically, I just want to go through the stuff that I looked at. Well, I was looking through the files and see if anything clicks that I've seen shown so far for Vengeance that would definitely be like, okay, yes, this is something that got cut and they're adding it into Vengeance. So let us go onward here. And perhaps certain themes in the writing not lining up with things in development as it continued over many years, leading to some elements possibly being rushed or cut entirely. As someone that was So we do know this is confirmed now. If you look at the Spotlight interview, basically when the first trailer for SMT5 Vengeance was released, they also had a really long like Spotlight thing that was released where Komori was talking about like the intentions for Vengeance and what happened with development and the frustrations. This seems to be confirmed now. You know, people definitely talk about the, you know, here and there, the development troubles already when 5 came out. But now, thanks to the Spotlight video, we are well aware of what they wanted to do and what they didn't actually get to do when 5 came out. So this is like pretty much a confirmed thing now. And we do know that, of course, with Vengeance, they are going in a different story direction, and a lot of what that story contains is stuff that they originally intended for 5 that actually got cut. So there's, I can't go over specifics. We're going to definitely see that when the game comes out, but just know that a lot of Vengeance is going to be ideas that were originally intended for 5. One of the major things, especially, is apparently Yoko. Everyone, when Yoko was shown, everyone thought Yoko was like, oh no, it's a re-release girl. She's in like a new thing. But apparently Yoko is something that was originally intended. And it's something, I want to mention, it's one of the things that I did not personally manage to find in the files. But people had talked about it, but just like Tao was labeled as, I believe Tao was labeled as a Law. She was called Lawko, I think, in the files. She was labeled as a Law heroine. There was supposed to be a Chaos heroine. And due to certain articles and interviews and reviews that are out for Vengeance, we do know now that Yoko is most definitely the person that was intended to be the Chaos heroine. So that was something that was definitely cut from the original version of V. So I showed this quote from an interview here. I don't remember if this is Yamai or Komori. I believe this is from Yamai and when he was still involved in development, which obviously he left in the middle of it, and then it was Komori and whatever was left of the team to pick up the pieces and sort of like deal with the story. I do think, based on what we've seen of the trailers for SMT5 Vengeance, it's definitely leaning more on the destruction of the world side compared to the creation route. For the Vengeance route, there we do see like massive destruction going on, like end of the world type shit, compared to the other route, which is focused on like, you know, trying to save the world and creation. So I think maybe they might be going back on this kind of idea, like really apocalyptic happenings occurring to the human race. So this is, I wouldn't say this is like a cut necessarily. This is just kind of like showing, you know, if this is Yamai saying this, what they may have originally intended for the game, what the idea is. Because even Komori says that for the Vengeance route, the themes that they're going off of, other than the bull versus the snake stuff, it's definitely more in an SMT direction. Kind of like that sort of like apocalyptic mindset that a lot of the games tend to focus on. That seems to be what we're doing here, compared to the creation route. Now, people probably know about the one for Algami because there's a mod that exists for it, where you're able to basically reinsert Algami into your party as a usable demon, and he has those attack animations that exist in the files of the game. But I haven't seen anyone mention the battle animations that exist for the protagonist. I don't know if he could be, like, modded into the game in the same way, or if that's possible, but at least you know the animations exist, so I'll play those. So I want to point out, because these exist separately, we do see... I don't know if it's confirmed that the protagonist by himself as a human is going to ever be thrust into battle, because we do know that something happens in the middle of Vengeance, the Vengeance route, where Algami gets separated from the protagonist, and the protagonist has to take on a new form, which people might assume be him fusing with Tsukuyomi or obtaining some power that is Tsukuyomi-like. But so basically, for what is assumed, Algami's taken away from him, and he is no longer, a Nahobino. He's in human form. We do see here and there in the trailers and the new footage that he's we see new scenes where he's human. We do see Algami and him running around in Tokyo, doing some quests, and of course there's a thing where he gets separated from Algami. So I don't know. There's no confirmation quite yet if the protagonist is going to be doing battle by himself. It would be interesting, though, if he could, just for certain special quests, considering you actually do have other human party members added to your party now, so it kind of feels like, based on the fact that you actually, like, in the earliest trailer for this, one of the trailers that show you kind of running around in Dat with Tao, and then of course you get attacked by demons and supposedly killed, but it does seem like the earlier intentions for the game were for you to actually have human party members, so I think it would be cool. We already know that those human party members join you as guests when you're the Nahobino, but if there are certain instances where you're separated from Algami, it would be actually kind of cool if you could see them fight separately. Like, you could have demons in your party, but then, like, also have Algami there if you wanted, and then just see the protagonist fight by himself while utilizing demons. Because I would think, as... I know with the human party members, they kind of have their own attacks, and they also use attacks via the demons that they have. So they, like, summon demons to do attacks, too. I do think that humans, as, like, at least the humans that fuse and become Nahobinas, I do think they eventually have their own abilities if you take, like, Yakumo into account. Even though Yakumo's family already has, like, special abilities as, like, demon slayers and stuff. So I don't know if that would apply to this situation, but it does seem like, I don't know, like, Dazai can teleport around, and so I would think, like, as the humans fuse with their demon partners and they keep doing that, then the humans themselves have abilities. But I don't know. I don't know, because some of the animations that I show here, and you can go watch it in the original video. I would suggest watching the original video if you want, like, the full, me exploring, like, the entire thing, but there are animations where it looks like he's actually casting spells, too. So that would be cool. But we do know, this has the protagonist by himself as a human, and also I show some with Algami fighting by himself too. Now, we don't know if Algami, we don't really know the situation with Algami and the whole separation thing just yet. It would be interesting if he did show up later. It's just assumed that he supposedly gets destroyed. We don't even know the exact situation yet. It's just based on what people were able to piece together from the trailers. But it's always possible that Algami shows up, like, repaired. If he gets destroyed, he, like, comes back, or a little model of him comes back or something like that, and joins you and your party as, like, a separate demon, and then you get to see, like, the battle animations and stuff, and maybe they're the ones that were originally in the files. I don't know. We'll have to actually see. So this is not, like, it's not a confirmation, but now I would say these animations here that we see are now more of a possibility of being seen than they were before. but we really don't get enough of him. Or enough on the proto-fiends, for that matter. That's one thing I would have wished, if we're adding more stuff to this story, is just, I want to know more about the proto-fiends, and I want to know more about Agami. He's fucking Susano, for Christ's sake.
So we definitely do know we get to know, see more of the proto-fiends. Other than the, I guess, stuff you might learn from Agami in the bench conversations, there's different scenes they've shown where you have, like, a conversation with him, like, you know, just while he's just, like you're running around with him, whether in Tokyo or in Dot, where he's actually just, like, standing somewhere, and you have a conversation with him. There's more screenshots of it than actual footage, but we do know with the bench thing, too, which is kind of like a social link, we'll actually be able to find out more about him. And now we do know now the Agami essences are contained in proto-fiend corpses, and it does seem like he gets some data. When you check the corpses, you'll get some information about those proto-fiends. So now we're actually going to get, hopefully we'll get a substantial amount of information on the proto-fiends, because that would be good to know. We definitely need to know more about Agami's background, and then just things about proto-fiends in general, since they're a pretty important part of the game, I feel, other than like the whole Nahobino thing.
I find it interesting. I always found his suit extremely interesting, and I wonder what sort of like material it's made out of, because it looks very metallic on the outside, and maybe it's just some special suit that they developed for him. We still don't know if it's actually like fused to his skin or not. I'm inclined to believe it's not, but
I'm just pointing out this is not cut content. I'm going over this again because apparently in the 30th anniversary expo that they had for SMT in 2023? I think it was last year. It was like close to summer, but it was the Japanese one. They had some materials for the different characters in SMT5 like out on the display, and like the problem is that people were only able to get like a really quick glimpse of it, and so some of the Japanese like Twitter users had posted about it after they were done visiting like the I think it was around the time they had the concert too, but after they visited the expo, they wrote some notes down about stuff that they saw related to the characters. One of the ones that they mentioned, actually there's two things, and one of those things does actually show up in Vengeance, now that I think about it. One of the things is that his suit, even though his like outer material looks like rough or it might be a hard material, apparently it's like soft, like some sort of like skin or leather. And then the other point was when the Agami units are like dead or resting, their red Magasui lines go black, and you actually do see that in the new screenshots and everything that show the Agami corpses. Their like red glowy lines are black now, so that's something that like is in. I guess it's like, I don't know if you consider it cut information. It's just like, oh yeah, by the way, this was something, you know, that they had information on about the proto-fiends, but was not actually shown in the original game. So now it will be showed in Vengeance. So I guess technically it's like a cut thing.
What's interesting about this though is it very much looks like the maintenance area, the pool, the maintenance tube with the green water that Agami goes in. We only see it one time in the entire game. The thing that's interesting about this one though is compared to the maintenance area that we see in the game, this one is like underground in a rocky area, and so I tried to texture it a bit and added some things to it, but it's not like complete. Probably not like, you know, what it looks like, what it actually may have looked like, but.
So I actually looked over the screenshots and footage for the maintenance area, and there is that the Torii Gate does exist. The one that kind of looks like stone, like you can barely see it in the background of the footage, but it does exist. So I believe this area is the same as the one in the game where Agami is doing maintenance. I guess I didn't. Normally this would have like 3 tubes, so I think I just didn't construct it properly, given the way the files are. I had to like put stuff together in order to try and reconstruct things, so it's maybe not the best it could be. We don't actually see beyond just the middle area though, with the stasis tubes and the that torii gate that's in the background. We don't actually see that rocky path, the fact that this is like, looks like it's underground, and we do know, at least in Vengeance, we're going to be revisiting this area again. Supposedly they get the new form, the Tsukibino. So we might actually get to see that big rocky path. I also mentioned during this, and of course, like I said, you can watch the original video for all the other commentary. I mentioned, like, it looked like a fucking gravesite. Like, with the torii gate and everything, the fact this is, like, where it is, it looks like a fucking grave, and it is kind of funny. And maybe if you think about it, it makes sense because, you know, the Matsukami got fucking obliterated, so this is like, I don't know why it's where it is. Maybe because they want to keep it secret, you know, this is where they do stuff with the proto-fiends. And, I think according to the Doctor's Last Wish, side quest, it didn't matter if the guy who was working on it died because, I think they mentioned that they were trying to keep the information about the proto-fiends secret. So that's probably why they have it underground like this. But I also mentioned that it's like, it kind of reminds me of like a gravesite with the torii gate and everything. And I guess it makes sense because, yeah, Susanoo, you know, that they're making the proto-fiends from is fucking dead. And then, I don't know if they ever tried to make a proto-fiend of, like, we still don't know about Amaterasu, so I don't know if they tried to make proto-fiends of her, or if the only thing that they have the remnants of is Susanoo. Obviously, like, Tsukiyomi's supposed to be a proto-fiend, so I don't know if he was created here too. We still don't know that stuff. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the maintenance area from the game, but we'll probably get to see more of it in Vengeance. I mean, we are going to see more of it, but I don't know if we're going to actually see that, the area that shows, like, that rocky path there and where this is actually at. You'll get to see, like, where you have to go to get to it. But I noticed there was, like, an extra one, and it was, the ID for it was Devil 59. So I went to go check in the, demon files. Like, they all have little IDs that are assigned to them, and 59 is actually Pixie. And, So I want to stop here. I don't know. Well, okay. We definitely know in Vengeance that you do get new navigators. They showed Alice, following behind you. I don't know if I've seen any other new navigators yet, but Alice was definitely one. I'm going to guess Pixie could potentially be another one, but we don't know. But I'm going to assume because they added Alice, they're probably going to be adding more. But we don't have a confirmation of what the other, navigators are yet, if they added new ones, unless it's something that I completely blinded, but at least we know, yes, they're adding more navigators, and that's a good thing. I mean, I decided to go through the files myself just to see if I could catch anything extra, but it's mostly just, these are demon names. I went through the Japanese files. Okay, a lot of these are actually in the game. Satan. I noticed Satan's there. Interesting. Okay, so we do know for sure. We do know that Dagda is a demon that they added for SMT5 Vengeance. He will be one of the DLC demons. Kono Sakuya is a DLC demon. She's not in here, but it's just like they're adding. I mean, it's obvious they're adding a ton of new demons. They added a ton from Soul Hackers too. There's some new Doi design demons. There's just a ton. Okay, so some of these are like, let's see, Astarte. I think Astarte's already in the game already. Sesha. This is Sesha, which is, what the fuck's the thing? The multi-headed snake thing that I forgot. It's the thing you fight when you're fighting Shiva. Completely forgot. That's already in the game. Arda. I think Alter is Arda? Moroku. Okay. Yeah, there's some I definitely don't think are in that have been confirmed in the game yet, but we do know that they are adding a bunch of new demons and ones that we still don't know about yet, so there's a higher possibility that whatever exists in here could show up again. Although I'm pretty sure these seem like they're like, might be left over, still data that's like left over from like Apocalypse or something, you know, because some of these show up in Apocalypse too. We have no idea if Satan's going to show up yet, but I feel like with the snake the theme setting, like the in the Vengeance route, I think that the chance of seeing Satan is way, way higher now. Definitely way higher now. If this demon is going to show up. Krishna? I want to say maybe. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be... We don't know if it's going to be the same one from Apocalypse, just like brought over, or if it's going to be like a newly designed Krishna. The game did, just to give you kind of an idea though, the game did get banned supposedly in a bunch of different countries where they would have certain religious sensitivities, so it is possible that certain like gods tied to like Hindu lore may have possibly been brought into this game. I don't know. I could have swore, okay, I didn't play Apocalypse, but I do know that I think there was like an issue with Apocalypse having like Krishna in it, and I don't know if the game got banned in India or not, but I do know, I believe this game is banned. Vengeance is already banned in India and like a couple other, I think it's banned in India, Saudi Arabia, what the fuck else is it? But I'm pretty sure some countries that have certain religious sensitivities, to, like if certain gods are added in. So that might be, I'm gonna say big maybe for Krishna being in there. As for, I mean, the one we know definitely is Dagda's in here, and in Vengeance, and he was in the data, the cut content, so just to see, but possibly cut like DLC demons or demon. Okay, here we go. I actually did. Here we go. I actually did it. Okay, so Maitreya, Arda. Yeah, Arda. I don't know. I don't know if Arda's in the Maitreya and Arda. We don't know. Ananta is definitely in the game. Astarte is definitely in the game, right? I think she's in the game already. So we don't know about these still. At all, the ones on the top. Still have to see. Well, except for Dagda. So I guess we're gonna just have to see, but it's definitely more than none, the possibilities of them showing up in Vengeance now. Okay, that's actually... I guess there wasn't like a ton that I could find in the cut content to go over, like from my old video, but I guess we're gonna just see. We definitely know that Vengeance is going to include a lot of stuff, as said by the devs themselves, as said by Komori. Vengeance route is definitely going to include a lot of ideas that did get cut from Shin Megami Tensei 5, so it will be interesting to see what shows up when the game comes out.